I call the member for Blacktown.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise today to focus on the budget and its impacts on Blacktown. And it was great to hear today the Treasurer Daniel Mookie from the other place delivering the 2026-27 budget in this place earlier today. The budget was a breath of fresh air for the people of Blacktown. I'll commence where the Treasurer left off in 2025, where he clearly articulated the vision and purpose of a New South Wales Men's government, and I quote, the Men's government is focused on the future of the economic growth. It is focused on the future of families, their jobs, their businesses, their wages, their hospitals, their schools and other essential services. The budget shows how each year of this young government we make progress. We have added to our ambition. We are building a better New South Wales. Mr. Speaker, that was last year how the Treasurer concluded, which clearly articulated how now we're into our third short year of a Labor government, and how we've turned the budgetary problems that was created by the previous government into New South Wales becoming a state of opportunity, where the postcode will no longer be the determinant of success. Mr. Speaker, 12 long years of Conservative rule under the Liberal National Coalition created an unnecessary and prolonged problems faced by the people of Blacktown. The focus of Conservative governments was to define government spending more on postcodes of their electorates rather than sharing the state's wealth to those in greatest of need. Heck, even to a large extent, that wasn't even a fair spread of Liberal money into Liberal electorates, because I know the acting Speaker at the moment, has been advocating how the problems of Castle Hill and his electorate, where it hasn't actually today asking for more schools, more infrastructure, when after 12 long years of Liberal control, Liberal National Conservative control, hardly any of the infrastructure for a growing economy wasn't delivered. So the headline figures for the New South Wales Labor government in today's budget was $9.2 billion investment over the next 4 years to update schools, of which $4.1 billion will be spent in Western Sydney. That's where the growth's taking place. That's the schools that we need to be spent across Western Sydney. Can't build every school overnight, but we're now having massive investment across the board. But we had a situation where Blacktown schools in the Blacktown and Mount Druitt electorate for 12 consecutive years, not one single cent additional was spent in two electorates, in Blacktown and Mount Druitt, and that's a huge shame. And now we're finally getting investments into our electorate and rebuilding the older schools. $10.3 billion over the next 4 years into the health workforce, expanding capacity and meeting the rising demand. You know, we have an unprecedented $3.6 billion alone in capital investment into health. This is the largest investment in New South Wales history. And Blacktown Hospital is benefiting from 30 additional beds, $60 million. Mount Druitt Hospital, 30 additional beds, $60 million. Rouse Hill Hospital, $910 million is being invested into the area. This is an area where the population is growing, at least in the Blacktown local government area, by 10 to 12,000 a year. And I know the acting Speaker is there from the Hills Council area, where they're running a campaign also that they need more investment. And their area is probably growing about 7 to 8,000 a year. So we have a situation now that Blacktown, Mount Druitt, Rouse Hill are being built and addressing the health needs of our area. For the first time over the last 3 years, that we're now actually seeing more health, more nurses, more doctors being employed as a percentage of the workforce at Blacktown Mount Druitt Hospital than population growth. We've grown about 10% in workforce and the population's grown 8%. More needs to be done, but at least we're heading in the right direction, as the previous Labor slogans were. But there's so much more to be done. We're investing in the area. We've made the battle lines of addressing cost of living through supporting now reducing it to a $50 cap All these things help the people of Western Sydney and in particular the people of Blacktown. Thank you, Speaker.